Hello and welcome back to another game of Dota 2. You are watching StarLadder Star Series Season 8, and it is day 26, aka last StarLadder Group Stage day of the year, because tomorrow and indeed also Tuesday, there's no games for StarLadder. The next games are going to be on Friday again, where we're going to see 5 games, and then Saturday 5 games, and then Sunday 5 games, and then we finally have our answer of who is going in Kiev and fight for that 127,000 prize pool dollar, that is. Well, for this game, Fnatic has got a bit more pressure going on than Power Rangers, because Fnatic still has a chance to go to Kiev, but they cannot afford to lose games. They cannot, and even then it's not guaranteed yet. Well, depends on what other teams do as well, or at least they have a 3-way tie right now with Rox and Sigma and themselves, and they can't afford to drop below those two, so they can't afford to drop a game. Now, we know, of course, their score is at the moment 14 games played, 10 wins, 4 losses, 30 points in total, but they still have to play 3 games in total, and one of those is, of course, up against Power Rangers, as you see right here. The other ones are going to be up against Flipside and the Retry, 2 teams which they should be able to take, though the Retry has been doing really nice lately. So we'll see if they can get an upset there. But Fnatic, they can't afford to lose. It's just that simple. Power Rangers, they've got 16 games played so far. 10 wins, 6 losses. Only need to play 1 more game. And that's this one. This is their last game of the season. And they want to end it with a win. On top of that, Power Rangers is known as the Giant Killers. They have got a lot of wins to their name against the Tier 1 teams. And a bit less against the Tier 2 teams. Which is interesting. If you see the rankings of the teams, the reason that Power Rangers is not doing too well is because the games that they lost were actually against teams that, well, if you look at their record against Na'Vi and Alliance, they shouldn't have lost. Na'Vi and Alliance, well, Power Rangers is their kryptonite, if you ask me. We're gonna see if they can do well here up against Fnatic today, as well, Fnatic, as I said, it's do it or die for them. They need to win this game. There's no other option. We've got, again, from them, banned out an Elder Titan and a Timbersaw. It was, again, a ban out an Enchantress against them. This time they were able to get the Crystal Maiden, and the Eye was banned out in the first banning phase. But Fnatic going for some solid heroes with the Bristleback and the Dragonite. I do like the Dragonite mid. Like it a lot more than the OD that they had in the previous game, but we'll see if that is actually turning out to be correct. Turns out that they can indeed, well, basically win with that. We have got a Slark and an OD still banned out, as well as the Invoker and the Nature's Prophet. So Honey Invoker, Trixie Nature's Prophet, that's something Power Rangers does not want to face. Power Rangers, they've selected themselves an Alchemist, a Clockwork and a Rubik. Now we still don't know what that Alchemist is going to do, if it's going to be a support or a carry or a mid. Everything can be possible here. And for Rubik, of course, he's going to be support. So far, it's a fairly solid lineup for Power Rangers. No real wombo combo style. Of course, you can use the telekinesis as a bit of a ramp-up time for that unstable concoction, as well as the cogs. And, you know, it's pretty decent. I'm just missing a bit of an oomph, but maybe we'll still see that picked up right about now. As the Power Rangers have been running a bit of minus armor strats, which is actually very decent against the heroes that Fnatic has picked up now with the Luna as well. An Alchemist, of course, already has a bit of minus armor built into him.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm just not sure how much space there is. For example, Dazzle and StarLadder, a combination of heroes that we've seen quite a few times yesterday. Not yet today, though. I mean, of course, this is only the second game today. Of 3 games, by the way. And they're taking their time. Actually taking into bonus time for this one. Do they want to reveal what they want to put up against the Dragonite? I mean, the thing is, a Dragonite mid, you can put virtually anything against him, because Dragonite overall is a hero that is picked mid because he doesn't lose lanes. Now, unless, like I said already many times before, he doesn't win lanes either. He is a sturdy hero, he can take good care of himself, but he's not necessarily the most aggressive one, at least not until he reaches his level 6. Because it's kind of obvious when the dude with a shield and a sword is running at you up the high ground without any cause of being there. Perhaps maybe to last it, but overall he's not going to do that. the fear to get caught out. So Power Rangers overall, I'm thinking they don't need to reveal yet what they're going to be putting mid, especially not because the Alchemist can actually do that job as well, and perhaps they want to make sure that all their options are open and that Fnatic therefore cannot target ban something in specific. So they pick up the Mirana right now, which is a hero that we've seen as a carry role, we've seen as an offlaner. And actually, we actually have seen Moon play the Mirana with Cheshire Cat on something else. It's interesting. Moon is the carry player of Power Rangers and Cheshire Cat is the offlane player. So overall, you would expect Cheshire Cat to play the Mirana. Of course, because of Clockwork already being in the game, we're going to expect Cheshire Cat to play that one. And therefore, Alchemist as support and Mirana as a core carry. Mirana up against a Dragonite is not really a great idea, by the way. The reason for that is that, I mean, her last hit damage is just very pathetic. That's just the way it is. She is not the greatest last hitter, and if she is, then she needs a raised band early on, needs to be pulled, and even then, Dragonite should still be able to outlast hitter. The only advantage then she has is that she is ranged. As Queen of Pain gets banned out, so Fnatic is not expecting any of these heroes mid either, so we're still going to see what Power Rangers is going to be selecting. It is the Chen that got banned out for Power Rangers by Power Rangers themselves, knowing that Fnatic still needs a support / jungle hero. Now we still have an Enigma in the pool, as we saw them picking that up last game, but last game it didn't really work out. Didn't really work out at all, actually. So I'm not quite sure what they will decide right here. I wouldn't mind seeing something with a solid disable. I mean, Crystal Maiden and something else. Visage is actually still in the pool. Am I seeing that right? Yeah. Well.
Reserve time.
Answer received. Pick up that Visage. Give Flyer the Crystal Maiden. No 2 on the Visage. Make it happen. A lot of nukage. I can't believe he actually made it through. That normally never happens. Or very rarely, anyway. Wow. Almost forgot about that hero. Okay. So yeah, Visage, well, I guess as expected in the end. Picked up by Fnatic. Solid support combination, to be honest. Crystal Maiden has a slow and a nuke in one with the Nova. Frostbite, a disable there. So Visage has a slow and a nuke as well. You have everything with that support combination, apart from a solid disable, I guess. As in, Frostbite is nice and all, but you can still cast spells, so you know, that's unfortunate, but it's still a very strong support combination and can take down everybody on the side of Power Rangers, I would assume. Maybe not the Clockwork if he puts up his cogs in time, but overall I'm gonna assume the Crystal Maiden and Visage, they can take down anybody if they start roaming. And if you look at the lineup of Fnatic so far, they're 3 cores, Luna, Dragonite, and Bristleback. All 3 heroes that normally can fend for themselves quite okayish. Maybe Luna not as much, but if she's on the safe lane and she's up against a Clockwork, then she should be okay for a little while at least. Magnus is the last pickup for Power Rangers, and this is gonna be a typical 6.78 Dragonite Magnus lane. The only difference, of course, is that the bottle crowing is not gonna be that as much as it used to be. It's obviously the courier is slower, but both heroes work the same way. In theory, you shouldn't be able to lose the lane on the Magnus because he'll last hit with his shockwave, and he'll get his mana back from, of course, bottle crowing. Shouldn't be able to win the lane either until level 6, and even then it's going to be difficult because with the change to the RP that happened a while ago, he doesn't have that extra damage with that RP anymore, and he kind of needs that extra damage to go for a kill, especially if you're thinking about a Dragonite that is very tanky. Thank you for your artistic contribution, Moon. Yes, thank you. Let's take a look at who's playing what, and therefore also we can see a bit more about who is going where. We will start off with Fnatic. The team that has most at stake for this matchup. Fnatic will have Era playing his Luna, so no Bristleback for him this game. I think he's fairly happy with that. Fly will take on the Crystal Maiden. In the mid lane we will of course have Hani, who'll play the Dragonite for this matchup, as it is Trixie this time on the Bristleback on the off lane. Looks like he is going to be by himself, no tail, can still play some wards, but yeah, he's going to be playing the Visage again, and no surprise that he is indeed playing that one. Taking a look at what Power Rangers have in store for us, as we have got J4 playing the Rubik, support, already has a smoke in his pocket. Rubik, Alchemist, not the most heavy roaming combination, but still very decent. I mean, with 2 disables, telekinesis in 2 unstable concoction, very strong. And depending on who you have on the lane with you, can set up for a lot of things. AKA Skewer, for example, can set up for that, putting someone next to a tower. And I say Skewer and I roam towards the tier 1 mid, because that's where we're supposed to see a Magnus, but he wasn't there. Magnus was blocking the camp. ZXC is playing the Magnus. He has been pulled quite a few, though, only 2 tangos actually, and he has only 2 branches, so he only needs 1 last hit, 2 last hits, I guess, with the new bottle cost, before he has got his bottle. But bottle is the one that he wants. It's all about the bottle timing, as we also see that Hani has got the same amount of iron branches, but just 1 less tango. But this is a very safe and actually slightly boring middle lane. On the Alchemist, we're gonna see FNG. And this is FNG, even though you don't see it of his name. FNG will play the Alchemist support role. We have got Moon playing his Mirana as expected. And then last but not least, it is the offlane Clockwork for Cheshire Cat, as he is up against a dual lane, which he should be fairly okay against for the moment, unless there's going to be rotation of Fly. We already have, of course, No-Till around here, pulling and stacking, and Fly is going to be in the jungle for a while. And that is going to be the main thing for Fnatic to get ahead, because this is a matchup, like, I'm going back to middle, because it kind of describes the way these teams play this game. This is a very even game in terms of how they play. They have got a dual lane farming bottom, and actually now dual lane top as well. As in a dual lane on the safe lane. We have got a solid mid, which shouldn't have any one coming out ahead. And then the supports are going to make the difference. J4, he is going to be the one smoking up. He's going to be the one more aggressive early on. They're going to maybe try to find either Crystal Maiden in the jungle, or they're going to try to find to go for the Dragonite. Dragonite is fairly safe though. And he now has an empty bottle. Ooh, they're going to go for him. They're going to be able to pick him up. There we go. Drop back down into the cogs. Cheshire Cat. Shockwave coming through. ZXC, he has got a Skewer down to the low ground with him. Hani in a lot of trouble. In comes Fly though with the Frostbite up on J4. J4 might be in some trouble first. They're gonna try and take him down, but it's too late. Hani goes down first. Power Rangers with the good start. Power Rangers with the first blood indeed. And that is gonna be putting ZXC in favor of that middle lane. Fly couldn't do anything to change that fate, as we see that the chat is in favor of Fnatic for this matchup. Not as uneven as some might think though. As I said, Power Rangers, they have a good standing record of taking down high tier teams. The giant killers. As a haste rune on Trixie, well, that's one of the scariest things that FNG has ever seen. He's charging up his stun. He's gonna get forced to throw it out. He will be able to find Trixie still, which is good, but he will also be forced to move further down, get some regen going before actually starting to pull and stack again. And so Trixie will get some extra experience here. Not shut down that hard by that pool, and actually even on experience with Moon right now. Just, yeah, a bit lower on the last hits, but even those are not totally non-existent. But as I said before that first blood actually happens, the main difference that Fnatic has going in favor of them is that their support in the Crystal Maiden can farm in the jungle by herself and should be able to get more farm overall than the support and any support on Power Rangers, unless they're gonna continue getting kills, which is unlikely. At least not at the rate needed to be on par with that Crystal Maiden. So far though, with Fly also forced back towards that mid lane for a second, he got slowed down in farming as well. We do have a teleport from FNG. He has got stick charges no longer. Are they gonna try to go on Hani again? They might. They don't have a smoke for this one though. They might be able to just walk up and throw out a long range stun, because that stun from a Alchemist is very long range. And if the Rubik is around there as well, he can just walk up and pick the stun target up and drop him further back down, so that ZXC can skewer him even further down the path. We'll see if that's what he's intending to do. I mean, it's daytime, obviously, so he can't really run at the enemy all too much as Frostbite comes out. As Cheshire Cat tries to escape in the cogs. Soul Assumption, one hit. Oh my god, he lives. I was never worried. And that's the power of the cogs. I mean, there's a lot of aggression coming out from Fnatic's lineup here, and they go for an early tower, something that they can, of course, do. Whoa, Cheshire Cat, you came too close to this neighborhood. He is going to go down. That's going to be a pickup for No-Till. And with this pull back behind the tower, they could actually take down this creep wave. Never mind, they can't, because in comes FNG with the stun, reserving it for perhaps Fly under the tower. Can he find it? Yes, he can. The acid spray there as well. The tower helping out Fly. Frostbitten, but it doesn't matter. Goes down to FNG. 1 for 1 here on this top lane. Cheshire Cat even gets an assist for... no, he doesn't get an assist for that kill. Never mind. The assist that he has is for the first blood. But that was a very good rotation of that Alchemist. And of course, lucky that he was already teleported mid for that. These supports, they make all the difference in the world. And talking more about supports, Fly is actually rotating towards the middle lane right now. He has got boots. Is he going back into the jungle? Looks like he might be. I always like this. Cheshire Cat, he might not get last hits from these creeps. Oh, and we get them from the neutral, from the creeps of Fnatic. That's nice. But he is able to get experience from the jungle creeps, of course, as well. Yep, 2 last hits. So he's doing really well, and that's actually no experience going the way of No-Tail. So good job. Same time, No-Tail is taking abuse of this distraction. Knowing that there are supports on the top lane, they're rotating middle. Now, Magnus is not an easy hero to take down by any means. He has got a skewer to get away. He even now has an RP. So we'll see how successful they are. It is nighttime. They can just try to run at him, especially with an Invis rune there on handy to set up with a Dragon Tail. He actually has it in his Elder Dragon form as well, so the long range Dragon Tail is present. Cute. Placing a sentry thinking that perhaps Power Rangers had vision there, but it didn't.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, ZXC going to the high ground. Smart choice. He saw them right now. He saw the supports, realizing he has to be careful. In the meantime, with the supports visible on the middle lane, they know they can go for Era. Cogged in Era. He does have an Eclipse, but he's not going to try and throw it out. It's no use. Breathe Fire, though, still comes out to take care of the Clockwork. A big-ass Dragon following following J4. And FNG, I'm not sure if he can get the Dragon Tail off, though. He can't. And in comes the stun, only up on Illusion. Fate Bolt still going through, just harassing. At least Honey is able to throw a hit on the tower, which is of course nice because of the corrosive breath debuff. But that's all he could do. He at least got a Clockwork, but losing a Clockwork for the carry Luna is kind of not really all that worth it for Fnatic. They can't afford to lose Luna all too often, especially not since Mirana is happily farming bottom. We haven't talked about Moon just yet. Now, personally, I think everybody by now knows my opinion on the farming Mirana, but this has worked out in the past, so I have good hope that Moon can make this positive for him as well. Kind of curious to see if he's still going for Midas or if he's just going to go all in right now, because the late game carry, Luna will win it from a Mirana. And he probably knows that too, so he knows that he doesn't have that much time to go for Midas, but we'll see. So far, his net worth is slightly below that of his teammate, the Magnus, ZXC. And that's of course because of that extra first blood money that Magnus had. Magnus sitting on 36 for 8 last hits, while the Dragonite sitting on 28 for 7. So quite a difference there. Quite the difference indeed, as there is a go on J4. He's in a lot of trouble, a lot of pain. Faithful still comes out. He knows he's gonna die, but Magnus comes in. He's gonna get a kill here on the Crystal Maiden with the Shockwave to finish it off. From the side, it is an escaping Era running away. Don't think that he'll be able to get picked up anymore, especially not with finding a haste rune if he needed to, but of course he doesn't really need one right now, so Hani will pick it up instead. Magnus, at least he rotated successfully, at least gets a kill, so it's a 1-for-1. It was the Visage that got the kill on the Rubik, so Luna did not get the last hit. Whoa, Bristle, dude, careful there. Clockwork, getting him cogged in, telekinesis into the cogs, we've seen that before. And with the Starstorm coming out from Moon as well as the arrow, of course the cogs are the perfect setup for an arrow. You can't really run out of them at all, so good job there and good combination as well. First involvement in the fight for Moon. Well, he'll just let everything come to him rather than anything else. Yes, we do have a pulse coming up from Cheshire Cat. He has got a hookshot ready, so he's ready to use it in the mid lane. Gonna try to find Hani. It was mid-teleport when the pause came out, so he's here right now. Hani, let's see that hookshot. He pops a haste rune. That's going to be difficult, but the cogs... Oh, RP into hookshot. That's going to be no haste rune for him. Perhaps he can still run on the skewers out of the cogs. It might have been... Oh my god, what are you doing? What the hell is that Alchemist doing there? Holy cow, Hani teleporting out that skewer out of the cogs was the problem. The big problem. And I don't... Like, Alchemist, he was farming the jungle. He was farming the jungle. That poor dude. Running forward thinking, you know what, team, I can be useful. I swear. Oh, poor guy. Well, that was a very happy hitter from Hani. He was able to dodge that, do 2 mistakes of Power Rangers, and pick up a kill on the process. So that's the best kind of rotation you could hope for. That Astrun saving his life right there. Moon in the meantime, he's going to be going on Trixie again. The sun comes out, telekinesis there as well as the Starstorm. Trixie, he is going to get picked up. The arrow with the last hit, and Moon smoked up in the process, but he is not going to go for anything apart from towers. The smoke is mostly for the supports. J4 and FNG running towards the mid lane. And, I mean, they don't have an RP anymore to back them up, and the mana on J4 is really low. But it seems like they want to make something happen out of this one. Luna's still able to take down the tier 1 top. I mean, this one was bound to fall at some point. As the supports, oh, there's smoke about to be popped. The dragon coming in as well. But their smoke maintains. Alchemist actually charging up a stun. They have to be careful though because of the counter smoke. Fly, Era, and No-Tail. They're gonna go in for this. This could be disastrous. Honey is the one to be forced down. Moonlight Shadow is still there, but the sentry is already there as well. Fly, he doesn't have a freezing field, but it doesn't matter. The frostbite is enough, and the right click comes out. Honey with the kill. The flare will not kill off Honey either. Cheshire Cat still looking to chase down the dragon. In the meantime, Marana gets a triple kill. Moon, how the hell does he do that? He is chasing down Trixie right now. Trixie is still at least able to get 1 kill there. It is 5 dead. Honey still died in his dragon form to the clockwork. And Moon was just wrecking things apart in the back end of play. And that was absolutely amazing that Moonlight Shadow didn't do that much. Because of the sentry ward that was placed by Fnatic. And the counter ward, I mean, it was still there, obviously, but the counter ward, like, the ward was only destroyed halfway through the fight. But oh my god, that was the best kind of fight Power Rangers could have hoped for. Not really all too true, though, because I guess Magnus still died, but, you know, they got some revenge on Hani right there. And good teleports coming in from both sides, of course, making sure that everybody was present there, realizing that this fight needed to be taken well. And Power Rangers coming out a bit more favorable there as Marana is just spiking up ahead. This Moon Marana is very scary. Level 4 on Arrow as well. Let's see if we can find one. An Arrow, that is. Alchemist charging up his stun. Marana already positioning for an Arrow, and the stun will go on himself. So FNG can't find a hit up on Hani. I do have a ward here though, but too long out of range. Perhaps a hook shot? No, not yet. 2 core items done at the same time. We've got ourselves a Vanguard on the Bristleback. At the same time as the Blink Dagger is ready for the Magnus, so that means that he can start jumping around and RPing people at will. If that ulti is off cooldown, of course. Smoke up. It's not scouted out by Fnatic. The ward was already countered. Power Rangers. Oh, they're coming in from the side. Fly, No-Tail, and Hani in some trouble. Chemical Rage already popped. The stun being charged. Looking for a target. Finds it up on Hani. Least Fly doesn't take the kill for that as well. RP up on 2 still though, and both dead with ZXC's Shockwave. Rubik tries to run. Era can't chase this anymore. Knows he has to back off. Trixie can't help him either. It's 3 dead. And nobody died on the side of Power Rangers. Power Rangers Moon is actually still looking for something with that Hastrun. He might be able to... Yeah, hello Trixie. I don't think he can take down Trixie though, and I think he knows that too. This is gonna run away. Creep Wave does get cleared, so this could actually result into a tower. Tower going down. Unless Trixie can pull the Creep Wave back, but even then, no, it's not gonna happen. This tower is dropped. No Deny coming in either. Moon with more gold to his name. He is getting out of control. If ever so slightly. Fnatic, they need something to turn this around. Let's take a look at what they have so far. Era still opted to go for Hanamitis, so he needs a bit more time before getting online. We do have the Vanguard as said, so Trixie is going to be a lot more able to fight right now. And make sure that he stays alive and gets all those quills off, and make sure that he forces Power Rangers back, which is also going to be meaning that it's more important for Power Rangers to start having something like a mechanism, and they don't really have a decent mech carrier. So I'm interested to see how they're going to be doing that one. We're going to have the Dragonite going for a Shadow Blade still, which is an interesting build. Because you normally expect to pick up a Shadow Blade if things go really well, and you can be really aggressive with that. But I'm kind of wondering if Hani can actually still do that. I mean, yes, he's an aggressive player. I get that one. But who's he going to find with this? That is the question, but... Since he already started going for this, he can't really back out. Nah, he shouldn't back out. That's never good. Moon. 1300 gold. Yasha. Phase. Pretty glass cannon, but it's working out for him, so I'm not gonna complain. He did not die yet. He's been involved in 8 out of the 14 kills that his team has done. FNG, what are you doing here?
Middle tower is under attack.
I guess it's just supports. No, he's gonna go for this. He's charging up his stun. He's gonna try to take down No-Chill. In comes a medallion. No acid spray though. He's gonna just TP himself. Wow. That's so you know, great. In the meantime, that's gonna be also a tower then, bottom. That's gonna be Power Rangers' second tower in the tier 1. And that's gonna put the tower difference in favor of Power Rangers. They were even before then, obviously. Bit of an ancient stack taken down by Trixie, getting some extra gold. He now has enough money to get treads if he wants those. Which I hope he does. Medallion is up on both sides, by the way, as Bristleback. Did he just... That was a blind arrow. That's impressive. This was an arrow. Wow. Moon. About done with his Manta style. Actually finishes his Manta style before going for anything else, which is always interesting. It's not always the case. Honey now will take over from the Bristleback, taking care of the rest of the stack, so he's not too sad about his teammate dying, perhaps. He should be. There's a 4-staff ready up on the Magnus now as well, so we'll see him being more mobile. And I have to say, Power Rangers is playing this really nicely, really conservative. And we know that Power Rangers is known for, you know, they're a team that you'd always be able to watch and have good games because, or at least previous season, let's just put it that way. Previous season, they were the team to watch if you wanted to watch enjoyable, kill-heavy games. So they were able to just start fighting, continue fighting, never give up, never surrender, and just make the games, even if they were losing, make them interesting to watch. And it looks like, I mean, sometimes of course that didn't work out the way they planned it to, otherwise they would have been in LAN finals already. But it looks like this season they've been practicing their patience. And to be honest, it's paying off. It really is paying off. As you can see, Fnatic, they're still having to deal with the aggression of Power Rangers, but at the same time they can't profit from the previous Power Rangers kind of overextension. I mean, they used to just continuously want to fight, never back off, as I said, and you know, at some point you're going to be overextending. That's what you do. But this game, no, they are very conservative. There's another blind arrow. This one, not going to hit anything. Not so lucky twice in a row. Would have been nice. Shadowblade now finished for the Dragon Knight. Maybe we're going to see some more initiatives being taken by Fnatic with that one. They could. They definitely could. Question is if they will, which is an entire different question. And to be honest, do they want to? Because, you know, if you're gonna initiate up on someone like a Magnus, then he can stay alive for the amount of your burst damage, and he can RP you after you're done. They're going to smoke up, by the way. Looks like they... I mean, they have a medallion. Both teams could take down Roshan. It looks like they're trying to find something else. We can see the minimap. We know that Fnatic is not going to find anybody for now, especially not with the Moonlight Shadow into the Dire Jungle. Seeing if they can find someone there, and both teams just on the wrong side of the map. Looking over to the other side and not finding anything. We're going to see which team will rotate back first. If Power Rangers is okay with giving up this tier 1 tower bottom, or if Fnatic is going to be okay with giving up a tier 1 tower top. And it looks to be that Power Rangers want to defend this. They do have a fortification. They might not be fast enough though, but they're still smoked up. They're going to try to defend this. Let's see how far they get. In the meantime, Arana has already taken down the tower top. He does have a TP up again, and he will be able to come in if need be. Flare comes in looking for that hook shot. The tower will already be dead, but they still want to take this fight. The tower... TP, still there. Moon is there by himself. Might be a bit too early, but Blake, oh my god, that's a 5-man RP. Score as well. 2 left alive. You're dead. Fnatic wiped out. Completely wiped out. ZXC, oh my god, how often do you still see Magnus 5-man RPs? How often, I ask you? Barely ever, because everybody has learned to deal with that Magnus, but ZXC, he makes it possible. He shows it off that he is definitely worthy of playing the Magnus this game. Oh my god, 5-man RPs. Those must be one of the more prettiest things ever. I mean, I guess together with black holes, 5-man black holes, yeah, they're pretty nice too. Wow. So Power Rangers with that one fight, very much in favor for this game. 24-6 Fnatic, they are losing, aka they are not only losing this game, they're also losing their chance to go to Kiev. And it's getting kind of out of control. Too much out of control.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A pause comes out. This is a pause from Power Rangers though, but I guess Fnatic is going to be really happy with that. They pause. They need to recuperate. They need to think how are they going to get back on this? They have got a lot of weight on the shoulders of this Luna and he doesn't even have a BKB yet. How are they going to do this? Maybe Sniper Roshan. They, like I said, both of the teams can do this. The tricky thing is, if they Sniper Roshan and Power Rangers knows it's happening, they can fight. Maybe not now. Not with an RP down. Yeah, Roshan it is. It's good. Flare actually is flying, but it's not flying towards the Roche pit. Let's see if they can take it in time. Bings. They know it. They know it. Alchemist, gonna be the first one. Forces some people out. They know it. Let's see if Fnatic is fast enough. They cannot afford to lose another fight. ZXE does have a hookshot. Gets Hani in it. No cogs up just yet. Pushes Hani to the high ground. Planned. It is Visit that dies first. Eclipse comes in. ZXE taking a lot of damage. Aegis taken by Luna. It is gonna be a Roshan for Power Rangers though, as J4 in some trouble might actually die. That's gonna be 2 for 1. In comes an RP, but only up an era. But that's the one that they wanted. No more Aegis. The Bristleback dies in the process as well, as we are gonna see Power Rangers backing off from this one. FNG, ZXE, they run, they hide, but there's still a fight going on. It's a Clockwork that tried to chase in vain. He died for it. Fnatic, not the best fight that could have happened, and they did get the Aegis and lost it straight away, and they didn't get their gold for the Roshan, but they didn't lose the fight. They did not lose the fight. And that's all that matters right now. They can't afford to lose more fights. It's just that simple.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I keep trying to come back to something that I can put my finger on and saying that's why Power Rangers is really good against these tier 1 teams. Because what is the reason? Something, like there has to be something. Why are they so much better against tier 1 teams compared to tier 2/3 teams? How does it happen? Is it because they're more known with the teams? Is it because Power Rangers watches a lot of the tier 1 teams and know exactly how they play and has figured them out? Oh, fly! FNG is gonna continue going for this. That's gonna be a kill right there. Visage dies at the same time though. That's 2 supports picked up. Marana. Marana. Only died once so far. Manta style ready, going for Desolator next.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 2 tower, second one to go down if it drops. Fnatic, they can't afford to fight yet. They do have that BKB on the Luna, it's fair enough, but they need the Eclipse to be up there too.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they need everything to be perfect for the next fight. The next fight they might lose more than just a building. They might lose their chance at a part of $127,000. I mean, there's a lot riding on this game. There is indeed a lot riding on this game. Trixie with the mech and the Vanguard. Not picked anything up since. BKB still being built by the Dragonite. He Shadow Blade, I mean, it's nice that he has it, but it's a bit too aggressive. Power Rangers, where are you heading towards? Crystal Maiden. Hello. And bye. Yeah, that's Fly dead. Well, that was maybe a Moonlight Shadow, not really worthy of the Moonlight Shadow, because, I mean, they just get a support, but if they get no tail as well, again, yes, again, they do. well then there's no support to defend. And to be honest, I mean, if you look at Fnatic's lineup, their turtle potential, it's not that great. They've got Breathe Fire, which is decent. The Quills are very decent, of course, as well as the Bouncing Blades. But that's all from 3 cores, of which you at least want to have 1 or maybe even 2 of them farming while you defend your base or something like that. And then you've got a Nova from a Crystal Maiden, which is nice and all. It's spelled up to level 4. And you've got birds. Those are the 2 main things you have to support on, or you have to rely on from your supports. By the way, these birds are J4s. He stole familiars, which is a very, very great spell to steal. And he also has a Blink Dagger. Let's take a look if we can find some new items up on the side of Power Rangers. They have got an Alchemist building towards an Assault Caress. I said it yesterday in a game where I mentioned like a support Alchemist. I really love it if they at some point can rotate into more of a aura kind of semi-carry Alchemist. With Vlad's, with an AC, and Hannah Midas in this case as well is helping out. So this is going to be something that Power Rangers can afford to do. They can afford to put someone else farming on the map. Because they have got the space. They have got almost the entire map in their pocket. So they are allowed to farm an extra person on the map. As the Desolator is now ready up on Moon. We've got Cheshire Cat with a BKB and a Force Staff. This Magnus has got his Refresher Orb almost done. Just needs his Perseverance. Maybe, Fnatic, you better be careful. They still don't get the deny on the tower. It is the Moon that takes it. That means that was the last tier 2 tower. That was the last tier 2 tower on the side of Fnatic. They now have to be back in their base and hope that their small amount of wards, which is only this one at the moment, is allowing for them to be farming still a bit maybe of their own jungle, a bit of the lanes of what comes in. But that is just it. They can only fight what comes into the base. They can only fight, they can only take what they are given, basically. And that is painful, especially if you have 3 heroes that need farm. Dragon Knight needs about 300 more gold. Ooh, Dragon, no, this is TP out. 300. Oh, Hani, no TP out for you. Hookshot in. Hani, still stunned up. You're still gonna have to run. Shadowblade will keep him safe for the moment. Do they have any dust? No, they don't. No detection. Well, that is a bit of a mistake of, I would think, Power Rangers FNG. Support that should be carrying more detection. The Refresh Orb is there for the Magnus now. Well, bring on those 5-man priests. Era. Not gonna get stunned, but he's gonna get arrowed. Oh, long range arrow. J4, not really the blink that he was hoping for, but still has a Force Staff. That's going to be a carry picked up as well. No time for the BKB. The stun lasted for too long. He does not have a buyback. That's going to be very important for the next fight to come, but the only one on the side of Fnatic that has a buyback is the Crystal Maiden. And they're going to go for this. They don't want to wait any longer. They know they have the advantage now, and they don't want to give Fnatic anything else to take this. If Fnatic lose this, oh, it's gonna be devastating for them. But Fnatic, Power Rangers, well, it's gonna earn them some more fans, I'd say. And yeah, they will take this tier 3 tower. That's a start. Luna, of course, still dead. Fnatic can't fight without Luna here. They can't fight without Luna present. That's something that Power Rangers knows. They're still very careful here. They know they can't allow themselves to get caught out. Trixie being fairly close by, just sending out some Quills. J4 almost taken down. He comes in RP though, but J4 already taken down. CXC, is he gonna go for the refresher? Do they want to go for this again? It is Cheshire Cat locked in the cogs, but in comes the savior. Down goes the Visage. Freezing Field still there from Fly, and ZXC will get picked up. 3 dead right now on Power Rangers, and only the Visage to show for it on the side of Fnatic, and they did not lose Rex. They did not lose Rex. The rest is able to get themselves out. Cheshire Cat teleported out. Moon was able to leap himself into freedom. That is at least Barracks defended. However, ranged Rex do not regen, so this Rex is kinda marked for death right now, I'd say. But Power Rangers, well, they might have just given away a bit too much, because now with the BKB on Honey, of course, that was a 10-second BKB. It's the start of maybe a comeback. I mean, it would be a comeback for sure. They're 17k gold behind. They're 15k experience behind, and this is one of those games where Fnatic is not gonna call an early GG. They can't afford it. They have to win. So they'll fight till the bitter end. They'll fight to the teeth. Power Rangers, of course, I mean, they've always been that kind of team. They've never really GG'd out early. Always, when they had a chance, even if a little one, they'll fight. They'll try to get kills on the board, and they'll try to make comebacks. Power Rangers know the position that Fnatic is in right now, so they should also know what to expect from Fnatic, one would think. Roshan is going to be up again in 3 minutes, so we'll have to wait for almost the full duration. Fnatic, curious to see what they aim to do right now. If they just want to continue trying to pick up some farm and hope that Power Rangers is trying to bash their heads against the wall of the tier 3 or wall of the high ground again. Flares flying out, that's Hani scouted out, this could be a hook shot in. Not yet. Just counter warding happening with the Gem of Truth side on the FNG. And everybody of Fnatic back in the base, they actually smoke up. They might be able to find, yeah, the smoke got burned. Fnatic, Hani at least, is no longer smoked up. With Hani not smoked, they can of course use him as bait, but they don't want to fight like that, I think. They want to pick someone off. They don't want a 5-on-5 fight. They want to pick someone off and then fight 5-on-4. Now that's going to be a good fight for them. It's not going to happen for now. Luna. Helmet of Dominator ready, finally able to start building towards maybe some damage items. Very much needed. Especially with those BKBs on. I say those, it's just a Cheshire Cat. 3,200 gold from Roshan. Could go for BKB as well. The reason I say especially... Oh, Hani, long range arrow. They're gonna initiate on this. Telekinesis comes out as well as the Sun has an RP. Only one RP so far, but he can use a second one unless he dies. Takes a lot of damage, but Hani dies first. Looking for the next target. Cheshire Cat locked in cogs. He's gonna go down for that one. Trixie, locked in cogs. The same ones. He'll die as well. Soul Assumption goes to find FNG, but he'll live through it. In comes another RP up on the two supports. Fly and no-tail. Skewered back towards his team. 3 dead. 1 bot back on the side of Fnatic. Now more buybacks. They need to fight this. Era back in this. He might not have a BKB, but he wants to fight this as J4 will still get picked up by a Lucent Beam and by Trixie. I mean, they need to have all these buybacks going for them, but it is costing them. It's costing them heavily. At least Luna did not die. That's the main happiness they have from that fight. But they did lose everybody else and had to buy back both the Bristleback and the Crystal Maiden. And of course, Power Rangers on the other side did use both of their RPs. They might be waiting until they can use them both again. They might be waiting until the next Roshan is up as well. $2,400 gold for this Alchemist. He has got buyback. Marana does not have buyback, just bought out with a BKB. No Dragon Tails, no Eclipses, no Quills. Good item to have as an arrow hits upon Trixie. They might be able to initiate on this one. If the hookshot comes in, then maybe. They do see everybody of Fnatic here. Fnatic knows that they are being spotted out, but they're still going for this. Very risky, but I guess... No, the RP is back up again. This is maybe a bit too risky. FNG, Telekinesis comes out. Hani won't be able to take down that Dragonite yet, and it's gonna be the Crystal Maiden and the Visage that die first. The two supports. Hani now will get bursted down as well with Moon standing there, caring about nothing. This is actually a very anticlimactic fight if this is gonna be the last one, but it could be. Trixie's gonna get picked up here as well. Skewer will make the job done. It's a team wipe. Why did they go for that when noticing that they were caught out? Noticing that Power Rangers saw them, that Flare saw them, Fnatic. They might have just thrown everything away. They might have just given their game. As Power Rangers will move on to the middle lane, we already have Moon standing there, clearing out the creep wave. The racks are already picked up, at least one of them. The second one will follow shortly, and of course, without any tier 2 towers up left standing, nothing is stopping Power Rangers from rotating on to the next lane, and it's gonna take a half a minute before everybody of Fnatic is back up again, and that is a very long time. Half a minute with... yeah, it's gonna be enough time to pick up at least another lane of racks, if not all lanes.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks
Fnatic. They did so well, they only needed to win all the games from this point onward, but it looks like we might have our 4 finalists already known after this one. Of course, there's still a very small chance that something is gonna happen. A very small chance that other teams will get upset by their opponents still as well. But it's not likely. Not likely at all. That means that with this loss, Fnatic has given up their spot in Kiev to Sigma, Rock's Kiss, Alliance, and Na'Vi. Bar any major upsets still happening over the next coming days, of course. But what a game this was. Power Rangers proving once again that they are, indeed, the giant killers. There is no doubt about that. The giant killers, once again, slay the giant. Fnatic down. At one point, do giant killers become giants themselves, one asks? Well, I'm not really sure. I think when they start to be also consistent against the more lower tier teams. This was, of course, the last performance of Power Rangers in StarLadder this season. We'll see them back next season, and I guess, I mean, a lot of people will have their eyes pinned for Power Rangers games because they have showed us, once again, some great games this season. Make sure you stick around, though, because it's not over yet. We're still going to have one more game today. It will be SSD and a Q-Pad that will be our next opponent. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with another game of Dota 2. Don't go anywhere.